All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope you're having a good morning and hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing well. Happy to have you back. I know everybody out there is super happy to have you back as well.
It is good
Hope
to
you're
be
doing all
back.
right.
Yes, doing good on this beautiful Friday morning. And let's see what we have, guys, as we get ready to close this excellent week. A lot of exciting stuff that happened throughout the week. So hopefully you have been able to capitalize on some of the good watch lists that we have been putting together here. Also, I mean, we had some chop too, right? We had some chop on Wednesday, I think it was. But even then, there was still some opportunities. So hopefully everybody was able to take advantage. All right, so I took basically when I came in the afternoon, I took your watch list, Norm, and just kind of put it on here. So I'm not sure how this price action was because I did not trade the open or looked at the open yesterday. But it looks like there were some things that traded very well. We're in the chat room around 10:30ish
Yeah,
or
we had
so.
a
Go ahead.
yeah, we had a few things that we had a few things that traded very well.
Yeah, so I got a MU on here, which looked like was very nice. It's a good setup for MU. Look at this beautiful opening range on the 5. Again, not knowing how the price action was. Even the 1 looks very clean, beautiful pullback. We talk about this all the time, right? So one of my favorite strategies that I'm looking for every morning is exactly this right here. The opening range, wait for that 5 minute. You get a beautiful pullback to the VWAP. On the way back down is where you want to get in anywhere in here for the low of the day, and then you can see it does test your entry again, so that would have been possibly a stop out, but not before getting to a nice area down here and getting at least a couple of partials out on the way down. And then we talked about this around 10:30 when I was on the chat room live. You can see how this thing just did not want to stay above the VWAP and then becomes a beautiful short right in this area. And this started happening before the market started selling off around 11:30ish. I think it was, and Norm will talk about that a bit. The SPY just started dropping, and it did start dragging some things down with it. But again, this drops happened very nice here. Once it got to VWAP, beautiful drop candle here, and just continue to just ride on this 9 EMA, very nice. And then I remember, and I remember this. We had a nice kind of like a descending triangle here happening. Look at this pop. Again, you just see it winding up. It was kept coming and kept coming. We talked about it. Aim was possibly looking to take a trade here as well because this is his style of trading, and you can see clearly that beautiful breakout of 50.25. I remember was the level that it would kept holding here. So again, turned out to be a beautiful trade and just a beautiful drop. I think almost a 30 cents drop on there. Roku was also very active, a little choppy looks like in the morning here. Got a nice little pop, these few candles engulfing each other, then eventually kind of trades into a point. I know that a lot of people look for that type of style of trading, and then here you got this nice indecision candle and a beautiful breakout towards the high of the day, and it goes in this nice ABCD type pattern. You can see it right on here, your ABCD. You also have a possible bull flag here as well, and then another pop. So very beautiful on Roku. Then it sold off. Andrew took an amazing trade around this area here. No, did I pass it? No, it was a lot earlier than that. Hold on, go back. It was around here when it was losing the previous day close. I think it was actually previous day close was somewhere else. No, it was over here around this area here, correct. So again, lost the previous day close was around this area here. He got advantage and took advantage of this drop here and traded very nice. So look at his recap. OSTK. I just know from history this stock can trade very choppy. I can see here it looks like it had a okay decent open, but again, this stock is very difficult to trade, guys. It almost trades like a low flow, so be very careful if you have that on your list. X didn't move much, but I did see some recaps of a lot of members, and it traded very well. At least you guys traded it very well. So you can see here, nice engulfing crack, which you talk about. You get in here for short. Two ways to trade this. You can get in here for the crack of the previous candle low, or you can wait for the pullback. Sometimes you'll get it, sometimes you won't, but that will help you prevent it if it does not continue to drop. You can wait for that pullback and get a little more confirmation. And if you look at the pullback, when you do wait for it, the entries are pretty close. Entries are pretty close. You're not gonna get a better entry or worse entry. They're usually pretty close. Nice pullback, and you can see the nice drop all the way down to this level. Then you get almost another kind of engulfing candle here and a nice pop towards above VWAP. And then from here becomes a nice trade. Look at all these ABCD patterns forming up and down, retesting the moving averages, hitting the high of the day, consolidating, and then another squeeze here, heading over to this 1130 level. PRV, this one we looked at in the mid-morning. Horrible volume. Volume was only like 2 point something million shares for the entire day almost. So again, just didn't trade very well at all. Here we have MLHR, had a beautiful open here. Then from there, it just became very, very choppy around this area. It just lost all the volume, but the open was nice. This was a nice, beautiful opening range breakdown. You can see here, you get the pullback on the 5-minute. That's a good indication as well to get in for a short. Microsoft was very nice, very strong. You can see here how this thing popped up nicely and then just consolidated and kept going higher. So that was nice. A little extended for opening range breakout. This is a very strong candle here. And you get a small pullback, not quite. But if you was able to get in for a 2-minute opening range here, you can see in the 1 minute it's very clean. That could have turned out very nice. All right, folks, let's see what we have going on with the SPY as we end this week. Get ready to end this week. Let's see what's happening here. So Norm, fill us in. Anything happening today, or pretty much business as usual?
No, not much, frankly. There are 0 companies reporting earnings today. SPY is essentially flat, up 0.1% as of the moment. There's very little economic data coming out today. Household debt comes out at noon Eastern, but that's it. So overall, a pretty quiet day. Some of these catalysts, which is fine. The 3 things we have up here have some actual catalysts of their own. So as we dig into those, we can talk about that. And I mean, they actually look like pretty decent movers as of the moment. So that's what I'll be keeping my eye on. See what else we get in the gappers and go from there.
All right, excellent. So let's remove this stuff here. And let's get to it, see what we got going on. So Mego Tricep, where would I put my stop on X? So let's just go back to X real quick. That's a good question. So on that opening, on this one here, and this engulfing crack, right? So you got your range and this engulfing crack. My entry would have been around here somewhere, maybe around this pullback. I would have put my stop at VWAP or slightly above VWAP. Depends on your share sizing, right? But I don't like to put it right at VWAP. Reason why is because we see how many times stocks can come back up and test that VWAP, and then your move can continue. So, try to put it slightly above the VWAP, just give it a couple of cents. Even 2 or 3 cents, guys, does a huge difference on these type of stock, especially something like this that's not moving much. But again, that's slightly above VWAP, slightly below whatever technical level is the next one up is what you want to have, because the VWAP is a very important technical level that gets tested quite often. Let's go back to our list here. So we'll get into our gappers list, go through NASDAQ active, see what's going on there, see what you guys are watching this morning, and see what looks good. So here we have CRC this morning, 328,000 shares traded. We are up 22% this morning. Pre-market activity looking decent. I had a nice big drop yesterday. We have traded in the past. We do have some levels here, which I'm gonna remove. We'll get some fresh ones in a second. But on here right now looks interesting. So we'll check out what's going on with that. And Norm, anything else specific in addition to CRC this morning?
No, they just got hit real hard yesterday, so I think this is a bit of a bounce back from that. I've looked in multiple places and I have not seen any specific news that would cause this pop. It's not a low float, but it's not huge, so it could get a little bit of volatility from that. I really think it's just technical pullback a little bit.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Also, keep in mind, guys, ATR really, really high on this, $1.92 on a stock that's trading at $12. That's massive. So be aware of that when you're taking your share sizing on this. Next, we have Roku, man. Wow, Roku is just wow. Look at this thing. I mean, what do we say on Roku here? I mean, this is just incredible. Where we had a nice little ramp up here. This thing went all the way from, this thing was trading at $80 a couple of months ago, and then from there I think it not opened up, but it started trading like around 25, 30, 50, went all the way up to all-time high 176 or so, 177, and then news breaks out on Apple, some other things like Apple's new streaming service and other things on there, and this thing just dropped. Right, we were looking for this to get to 200. The way it was going, man, it didn't seem like it had an end. Every time it sold down, it sold back up in a beautiful, nice uptrend. So we're down today, even some more. So back down another 6.1 this morning. We're losing a lot of area of support here, guys. So Roku is going to be a good one to watch today. Notice the volume this morning is a lot more than what we've seen on Roku's open usually. This pre-market is really, really good, And Roku's the type of stock that pre-market wise, you don't see a lot of great activity. and today we're getting it. So this is going to be definitely on my favorites today this morning, and then just the levels on here, we'll get into it in a sec, but they look really, really good.
Looks like it wants to try to close that gap down toward 100. So the news on this morning is they actually got an analyst downgrade that put it to Pivotal Research, put it to a sell and put a $60 price target on it. Just wait to see what happens when Bear Bull Traders launches our streaming service in December, which should take it down another 40 points. I'm just kidding. Everybody and their dog is launching a streaming service, and the price points are just Apple's free for a year, and Comcast is their Peacock service is gonna be like $3 or $5, and it's just the competition in this space is becoming insane. So that's what's pushing this down.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be interesting in a couple of years of what's going to happen, because again, that's the new business now. Me and my wife, we barely watch TV. Everything is either Netflix, where we're streaming. We don't have time to sit there in front of a cable box, right? So you kind of schedule your own time. So it's a lot happening in that sector. All right, so here we go. Let's look at PCG next. What is going on with PCG? It doesn't look too great. It's got some volume, 226. This thing's been stuck in this range, guys, for the last couple of weeks, right? Since what's that, mid-August? Yeah, mid-August or so. It's just stuck within this channel range here that's not doing much. You can see it right on here. Again, a couple of days it has been on our gappers list, but the actual price action has not traded very well. So today I'm not seeing anything too exciting on it, but again, we'll keep it on here just to see what happens. They got some good positive news several times on here about some, finally settling some lawsuits and hopefully getting this fire thing that happened a while back in California behind them and starting to get going. But again, I don't see it. It has not traded very clean throughout the intraday. Let's look NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers. Let's get right into this one here, TMCXW. Usually these are, forget what these are. They're not common stocks usually. Let me see what this one is. XCW. This one is up 123%, but this is what is the Trinity merger warrant? I'm not even sure what that is. But again, this doesn't look very good. Looks like a few block trades anyways. Just looking at the details now, you got several on here. There's 1 million shares traded, is up 123%, but again, you have no activity on here and a huge block trade, so not anything that looks good. Next we have Roku. We have on our list already. FNSR sounds familiar. Have we traded this before? Ticker sounds familiar, but we have 461,000 shares traded. I'm not seeing where that volume is coming from, and it looks like really just some block trades maybe. Yeah, we can see it right here. We got some big block trades dropping on this thing, causing that pop. But again, I'm not seeing a great pre-market activity just yet. We'll keep it on here in case there's any news that's developing on it, but again, I'm not sure what's causing this massive volume with no pre-market activity at the moment. Next, volatility index is down quite a bit here, heading down since the SPYs have been doing so well. I think we cracked we cracked the all-time high yesterday, and then we had a nice sell-off after that helped out with a lot of trades like in Microsoft, MU, all these ones, got that nice momentum, that drop. So those people are trading on that time frame, it looked like it was a lot of good opportunities. TLT is on here. This one is up a little less than 0.5%, 218,000 shares traded so far. This one is it's a little funky. It doesn't trade very well. Actually, this is a treasury, so we don't really trade it. But again, you could tell by the daily chart, it's just not something that's really tradable. And our strategies don't really work out on this thing. Now, it is tradable, but not something that I'm going to have on my list. TEUM, we have looked at this one in the past. 218,000 shares traded so far. I do like the daily. The daily is nice, but the fact is that it's trading at $1.68. Once a stock goes that low, below $5, it's really tricky to trade. So this is heading down towards the penny area now. And look at the flow on this, 107 million shares flow. So again, this thing, I remember, yeah, see, we traded around $5 here, had a nice pop, but again, it's going down to $1.68. It is a regular stock. It is tradable. It is something we can definitely keep an eye on, but just keep in mind that this stock is a lower price stock, so it might not trade as clean as we would like. So we'll keep it on here, see what develops. NASDAQ ETF slightly up this morning. Markets are a little bit green. AMD continues its choppiness. How did it do yesterday? How did AMD do yesterday? Oh, okay.
I don't think it did a whole lot.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it.
it popped, but I don't know how clean that was, right? It's easy to say, look at it now and say, hey, it looks like it was good, but you know how clean this actually was. Here it turned out nice, but again, this was because of SPY.
Yeah.
Everything here was nice
Yeah.
after SPY started
Yeah.
dropping. But yeah, looking at here doesn't look like it was all that great. But again, just continues to stay within this channel here, this range, right? Just kind of stuck within this range here, not doing much. I'm looking forward to in the future when he breaks out of this. That's going to be fun to watch. Who's going to take control? All right, so that's AMD. Nothing much going on there. Apple has an interesting daily just off the bat. Norm, what do you think about Apple this morning, and what's your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, it's got its all-time high of just around 230-ish or so that it made last fall. It's it has a catalyst today. I mean, if you look at business news, they've been showing people lining up to get the new iPhone all morning. So I don't know what it'll do, and I think it's going to take a decent push or decent news to get it back to that all-time high. So I'm curious to see what it does here. Maybe today's the day. I have no idea.
Yeah. So we'll see on here. Starting to get some volumes worth definitely taking a look at in details a little bit later. So we'll throw it on there as well. Next is ASTC. ASTC, 137,000 shares trade. Looks like a block trade, as I'm not seeing a lot of activity on here. But again, I'm not sure what this is, but look at this daily chart. I mean, I want no part of this daily chart. This is nasty. Trading under $5. We have looked at it in the past here, but this year has not been trading well the last couple of days. Look how algo-like these candles look, right? So we're not gonna mess with that. SCHL, nothing happening here. No volume. TARNX, also not much going on. Pretty light on volume right now. NTEC, same situation. Next, SPI. SPI has been active. I saw some people taking trades on this the last couple of days, but again, not sure. Not much going on right now. Only 5,000 shares traded. INDY, no volume. IRIX, nothing going on. Next here, PHUN. Nothing happening here. We do have another one that's just popped up into our gappers list. See what that looks like. IIVI.
Block trade.
Yeah, block trades. Nothing going on there. All right, guys. Norm, what do you like? So we looked at Apple already. What else is in Roku? Obviously, it's the one to watch today out of your top 4. What else you like this morning?
Yeah. Facebook's daily looks a little bit interesting. It looks like it might be trying to break out. There's been some news recently about Zuckerberg in Washington meeting people, trying to get ahead of some regulation and stuff. So I might keep my eye on Facebook. And then our gappers list. My trading will be fairly limited today. I've got to catch a plane in a little bit, but so I'm not diving too deep, and I'm not seeing a whole lot else. A couple of people are mentioning Netflix in the room. Netflix looks like it might break down hard. The news that's come out that we were just talking about is negative for Roku. This is just my personal opinion and not kind of any advice or anything like that. But the news is, I think, immensely more damaging to Netflix, given how much they spend on content and what they might have to do to compete with all these other streaming services and such, and the cost of their service versus these other services. So they've already taken a big hit. I mean, they're down from close to 400 all the way down under 3. But that just looks like it wants to break down below that to me.
Yeah, they're gonna take they definitely want to take a hit here. I mean, they had a grip on this market for a very long time. I remember when Netflix first started sending the DVDs to your house. You remember that? Blockbuster was still out. I was a big fan of that. I mean, they are definitely the pioneers in perfecting this streaming stuff. So we'll see how interesting this is going to get. But I do like the daily chart. It's nice here. You can see the support right on that previous day close line. We're slightly below that. Not a great activity at the moment, but it's got some volume. I think this is one that you have to definitely watch on your stylus. See what we can get out of that. All these are hot right now. Roku, Netflix, and obviously with Apple, you got to keep those in a closer range. All right, we left off where? Let's look at what you guys have. So we have here FNSR is a buyout. Okay, so FNSR is a buyout. Yeah, that makes sense. It looks nasty. Let's get rid of it. Spend no time on that. Thank you for that. XLNX. This one here has 60,000 shares, down quite a bit. Doesn't have great volume just yet. So we'll have to see how it develops. Also, I'm looking at the daily candles. It has a big range. You can tell some of these candles are going from 107 down to 105. So a $2 range throughout the day. That's nice. But just these candles look very choppy. They don't seem to trade very well. I'm not sure what the intraday looks like on this type of company or stock. So I'm on the fence on this one. All right, let's look at ENPH. ENPH has been getting a lot of talks. It's been mentioned in the chat quite a bit. Has a beautiful daily, so when you have this type of nice daily chart, some good bodies on these candles, that means throughout the intraday you're getting some moves. And again, as day traders, that's exactly what we want to do here. So we have a nice little bounce here. We're up quite a bit, 2.1. Volume is not quite there yet. This could be a good possible if we can continue to trade these nice daily candles that we've been having, right? So let's just look at the intraday real quick. We got a little bit of time and see how this has been trading. So look at it yesterday. Look at this beautiful pop. I mean, that's clean. That is clean action ABCD pattern. That's just your C support right there. You're heading towards D break to have the day, and look how nice this trades. So it has been trading very, very clean. It has not hit our gappers list, so the pre-market activity has not been great on this thing, but it looks like it's one to have on your possible secondary list this morning. Next we have Disney, DIS. So Disney, again, also one with the Rokus and the Netflix and the Apples that you want to keep an eye on. This also has been taking quite a hit. Look at the hit it took yesterday. Never recovered a bit like some other stocks did. This took a nice little hit. We're back at this area of support again. Again, no volume, but there's another one in that Netflix, Roku, and Apple conversation. You can definitely keep an eye on. MU had their price raised. Okay, so MU's got a little bounce back from the SPY selling off yesterday. Still stuck within this nice little range here, but again, it does look like eventually MU wants to break up towards the upside. Again, just my opinion with how well it's been trading, how strong it has been. A little small pullback, not a lot of volume right now. Hold on a second, that's not the right volume. Let me get the right volume here. That's for Disney. Here we go. MU. Oh no, it has good volume. Correction. Yeah, MU has good volume. Not a great pre-market activity, but 139,000 shares traded so far is good volume for MU. We can definitely watch that here. Next, we have MDR. I see some of you guys mentioning that this morning. And what's the float on MDR? It's a lower price stock. Float is 179 million shares float. Wow, look at the drop on what's this, Wednesday. This was a nice big drop. Wednesday continuation yesterday. Today we're kind of getting a bounce back. 14 million shares traded so far. Jeez, that's quite a bit. What's the news on this one? Do we have anything going on with this one? I know I'm just mentioning now, so you probably
they're selling some business units. There's a couple of things. I think they've got some debt issues. So there's a couple of things that have been going on with it. Their CEO had a meltdown at a conference. It's just a couple of bizarre things, but their debt levels are extreme. We'll put it that way. That's one big problem in it. So there might be people thinking they might go bankrupt.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it might be difficult to get shares for short. Already on short selling restriction on this one. I mean, the drop has been pretty bad. Definitely one that is gonna be active. Not sure how clean is going to trade this morning, but definitely one that has some interest in the way this thing is trading with that much volume. All right, what else we have, guys? So we have that Microsoft. Oh, hold on, let's look at this one first. EROS was very active yesterday. Traded very well. Very well. I remember looking at this in the chat room with you guys. Again, look at how clean this traded yesterday. Beautiful. Just trend trade, hitting the moving average and testing them nicely and just heading higher. So today you could get some kind of continuation. You do have some volume already, 108,000 shares traded. Definitely worth taking a look at to see how that's going to continue to trade at the open. What else we have, guys? STX was hit the turbo breakdown yesterday. And look at this drop. I think it has some news or something broke out yesterday around this area. This was prior or around the same time. No, prior to the SPY dropping. This thing just started dumping here pretty nasty. So today they could get a nice continuation. I do like this daily is beautiful, guys. I mean, it has no volume right now, but look how nice this thing just drops down, and you can get some kind of continuation today. So worth putting on our secondary list. We have a lot we got to go through, but a lot of the on there we're going to definitely remove and not keep. XLNX we looked at earlier. Okay, we're starting to get some volume. Yeah, this is interesting. I know Merrick mentioned this before. Yeah, this could be interesting. Getting some volume here. Again, just the daily chart looks a little bit choppy. Doesn't have a nice flow like, which was one that we looked at has a beautiful, just want to give you guys an example. This one has a great daily chart. Look how nice this is. Some good bodies on here. Some nice ranges. That's perfect. That's the type of daily chart you want to see. But does not mean that this cannot give us a good opportunity if it gets some good volume. We are hitting some resistance areas here. We're down 2.8. Let's hope that the volume continues to come in. All right, so let's get into some announcements, guys. We got quite a bit today. Let's get into some announcements, and then we'll start dissecting this list and see how we can make it more fine-tuned.
Yeah, so everybody knows the Mike B interview is on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it. DAS #1 Best Trader competition currently going on, goes on for the month of September. Go to onebesttrader.com and check out the live leaderboard. Bear Bull Traders is very well represented there. Benzinga FinTech Awards. We are honored to have been nominated for the Benzinga FinTech Awards People's Choice category of Best Financial Literacy Tool. If you like the content that we put out every day and work hard to help the community and YouTube, we would love your vote. You can click. It takes about 2 seconds. Adil can put up the link. It takes about 2 seconds, and you can vote one time per day per device. Meetups tomorrow. Can't wait to see all you guys that are coming to New York City to see Dr. Steenbarger. We have got, it looks like some great attendance. I will just say, I said it yesterday. I know things come up, guys, and you may have registered a month ago, and so you can't make it now. If you would please email team@Bear Bull Traders just to give us a heads up. You're not going to hurt our feelings. We all understand. We all have families and everything else. Just so we can keep an accurate number of who we expect to be there tomorrow. It would be much, much appreciated. Nice. No, I look forward to meeting you. I think that'll be great. So I'll see all you guys tomorrow. And St. Louis meetup October 19th. Kurt and William will be there. San Diego meetup October 26th. It is the evening of the Trade Ideas Conference that goes on that day. I was unable to go to the meetup in San Diego last year, but I did watch the Trade Ideas Conference that they stream online. So if you're unable to make it out there, if you can make it out there, great. You'll get to meet several BBT members. I expect, as of the moment, I know William and Andrew will be there. Andrew's speaking on a panel at the conference, but also just going to the conference itself is well worthwhile. If you can't make it, though, you can stream it. I highly suggest it. And then we've got I can't speak this morning, Clearwater Beach, Florida, November 16th. If you're watching this on YouTube and you have not tried out the chat room where we live trade all day, do Williams workshop or Williams trade reviews, workshop Wednesdays every week, kind of a more informal kind of class, Kurt's fireside chats, Brian's swing trading, all that stuff. You can come check us out for 1 full week at a discount. Use the promo code PREMARKET24, just like it shows on the screen, no hyphens, and the number's 24, PREMARKET24, and try us out for a week. It does not auto-renew, and it does not turn into any other kind of membership or anything like that. Also, if you enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when we release new stuff like the Mike B interview, the Steenbarger interview, or trade reviews go live, or the pre-market show. So we thank you very much for that. And one thing that's not on here, guys, because it just got finalized last night, I didn't get a chance to add it. We will be doing our next Lifetime webinar, available to BBT Lifetime members next Thursday night. I believe it's the 26th. And I'm pretty sure it'll be Andrew and Brian, because everybody will be back. So check that out. And there is a forum post in there where you can post your questions for the lifetime webinar. Next page, yes, held September 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're really proud to be supporting Traders for a Cause. If you guys have ever been to any kind of trading conference or anything, you know that a lot of big names are really tied into Traders for a Cause. So we just started partnering with them and supporting them for just the last month. They've got a really big event coming up with a nice trading conference included in it in Vegas. You can use the promo code BEARBULLVIP and save $250 off your ticket. That's for the full 4 days of the VIP party, Thursday night, golf Friday, conference Saturday and Sunday. So that's what I got for you.
All right, beautiful thing. Guys, let's see what we have here. So let's start.
They're after you, buddy.
Yeah, they are. I'm telling you, this town is so siren siren heavy. CRC here. Let's start with the top, guys. We have a lot on this list. Let's make it nice and a little more concise here. All right, so CRC, we got some good volume at the moment, 548,000 shares traded. So that's nice. We do have a nice bounce back today. Again, we had such a huge drop yesterday. I mean, this thing went from, what's that, 1450-ish all the way down to almost 950. And that's a big drop, big range. So ATR on this is pretty high also as well, guys. Keep that in mind. $1.92, almost $2. And that's for a 14-day average. With this type of volume and activity, it's going to be a lot more than that, right? Because if you look at 14 days, you're looking almost at the whole month of September, probably a little less, right? So again, keep that in mind as well. This is very high today. All right, so right now, high of your pre-market, we're sitting at a 1257. Right, so we'll mark that down. We do have some moving averages below that and above the price, so be aware of that. On the daily, below that, the price action right now, we do have our low sitting at 1060. We do have a nice level here that I want to mark down, and you can see it on the several days on here. It's just kind of testing this area, right? So we have a level, seems to be roughly 1150, makes perfect sense. So those whole dollar numbers around stocks that are trading this low are important. So you can see right on the 1150. So mark that down. Out of this range towards the top, you have plenty, right? Out of your highs and low of the pre-market, you have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days on there. So don't need to add any more really. And then towards the bottom, the low after the low of the pre-market right now at 1060, you do have your previous day close and the low of yesterday. So again, you have some very nice levels towards the top and bottom. Don't really need to add any more to this here today. Pre-market activity continues to look very clean, very nice. You got some nice movement here, a nice range between these highs and lows. So I'm looking forward to see how this is going to trade. Onshore selling restriction already. I guess things have been pretty crappy for this stock yesterday, especially. So it's going to be difficult to get into a short on here, but let's see what opportunities we can get today. Roku continues to trade just very nice again, which is a couple of days ago at 175, and now we're hanging around at 125. So here we have, let's just zoom into the action. Our low of our pre-market sitting at 125.50. We're getting a nice double bounce. Look like we got a pretty nice double bottom off of here and just head higher, so that's nice. Let's hit down to the left here on older days. If we can lose this area of support that we have here, is 125. We don't have a moving average nearby here. This thing been running up so fast, didn't give a chance for the 200 to catch up. So let's mark down some daily levels. We have this one on here, 117. Let's mark that down. That's a clear area there from this gap that gapped up nicely, and it just kept running. And then if we zoom in a little more here, this day will be good as well. 123 on there. So actually no, because we already have 125. That's pretty close. This one's a lot better, guys. 122, a much better level of support. So 3 levels of support towards the bottom. We're getting a little bounce over here above the price action highs, the 2 lows from the last 2 trading days, plus a moving average right on here as well at 128.78. And then above that, you have your previous day close, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. So again, you got several levels on this thing on Roku. Again, Roku again has been moving quite a bit. The ATR has to be a little higher now, the way this thing's been trading. Yeah, ATR is at $10.20, guys. So keep that in mind when you're taking your number of shares. Things have been, the range has been opening up pretty decent on Roku with all these big candles we've been getting the last couple of days. PCG. PCG, not sure if PCG has any news. Again, they had some news earlier in the week when some settlements of some lawsuits, they popped up a bit, but looks like they're giving some back. Right now, down 7%. Volume is starting to creep up a little bit at 274. Let's look at some levels. So your low of your pre-market is sitting right at 1125. Your high is sitting at 1184. So we'll mark that down. Towards the top, you have plenty. Previous day close, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Towards the bottom, you have a low from 2 trading days ago. And then below that 11, clearly this is a clear level on here. That 997, maybe $10. And then another one right up here at 1058. So again, just kind of the whole dollar numbers are acting pretty supportive here, or pretty supportive actually on all the support that we're getting. So that is PCG. Again, not too exciting on the pre-market right now. This might be a possible. I might take that one off as we get closer to finalizing our list. TEUM, this is one that continues to drop here, trading under $5 at $1.50. Again, not one of my favorite price range to trade at. It is not a low float. I think we checked this, right? It is 107 million shares float. Low of your pre-market continues to be broken here, so I'm going to wait to see what it does in a bit. Let's look at the top. Above the price action, we do have the next area of resistance that could possibly give us a level is 171. Above that, highs and lows, previous day close, all on this area, so you don't need to add anymore. And then towards the bottom, have we been down here before? We are all-time low. What's the deal? No, it looks like we have been down in this area all the way down to 146, a nice level on there. And it looks like we might be getting towards that area in the pre-market. So heading down here with some good momentum at the moment. Some good, decent volume. I think, is this all-time low? Let's go back. No, this thing's been down even further than that. So it's just one more level below this 146. So we're getting pretty close to it. So I like, there's a nice little spike here, several spikes here. We got this day here bouncing off that 130. Resistance here at 130. Look at this huge pop here. So again, it's getting into an area that I don't like to trade very much, the under $5, and into this under $1. So just be careful with that. Might not be one that I keep, but it's very active this morning, as you can see here. Apple is a good possible. Right now, I'm not going to have it on my list. Again, the activity looks okay, but it's one that I'm going to watch like a Roku today, or maybe a Netflix instead. So I'm going to remove Apple for the moment. MU is interesting. It's got some volume. Again, it's up a bit here, almost 1%. It looks like it's starting to get going. So I like MU today. It's just kind of hoping we can hopefully start breaking out of this 51. I don't think it'll happen on a Friday, but I'll keep my eye on it just in case. Right now, we're stuck between the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, really right on the middle. Your high of your pre-market sitting at a 50.40, so I'm just going to mark that down. Your low of your pre-market sitting at 50, so you got a 40 cents range right now, nothing too big. If we lose this level of support on the previous day close, which has been amazing, you have 49 as your next level, and you have another one on here just in case at a 47.79. Above this 51, which we're having a very tough time cracking. This 51 has been a really giving MU a really hard time. Okay, right over here we have a 53.71, and then right up here we have another nice one as well at a 52.25. Several days using that as support and resistance as well, so definitely mark that down. So that's what we have on MU. Looks like it's trying to get a new high of the pre-market at the moment. It's got some decent volume. 166 is great for MU, so we'll definitely keep an eye on this. So here's the crazy one this morning. MDR, this one has 16 million shares traded, possible bankruptcy going on short selling restrictions, of course. I don't have shares for sure. Not going to be one that I keep. It's getting to that nasty area. You'll have your pre-market sitting at 314. Above that, another level right on here at 383. And then towards the bottom, I think this is all-time low, hitting 150. So not much you can do at below that. Just want to check on the weekly to make sure that is the case. Let's head back over here. This thing was trading at $40, $25 beginning middle of last year. Now we're at $2. Yeah, that it looks like it is the all-time low. So yeah, so we'll keep it at that. All right, so that is what we have for MDR. Again, not one of my favorites the way he's trading, and based on the news, just not. I'm gonna remove it, guys. I'm not gonna watch it. Euros has been really, really good. Traded very well yesterday. Doesn't have nice pre-market activity this morning. Looking a little bland, a little dead over here. So I'm going to remove it from my list. I'm not gonna watch it today. But if it hits our turbo breakup and turbo breakup down scanners, I can tune into it. But I'm not gonna watch it this morning. Next, we have ENPH. ENPH has been very nice to trade. The intraday, if you look at it, has been really clean today. It doesn't have the great volume, but it could be a good one for continuation. So let's set some levels for it just in case. Next level I see here is 28.96. I'm going to put that down slightly above that. God, this level is so clean. It's just like a sore thumb here. 31.03, mark that down. You can see how you have several days coming back and testing that level over and over again. Some support. Now, once it breaks out, it heads higher. You got another level up here as well at 32.33. And then below that, you have the high of yesterday is very close to the previous day close, almost right on it. I'm sorry, to the low of the pre-market. Then previous day close, and then several highs and lows and moving averages between 27 and 24. Gonna remove it, guys. This will be a possible for me. Actually, no, I'll keep it on there as a possible, but I'm not gonna watch it as my main list. Netflix is definitely on my main list. You're starting to get some good activity here. And also you can see how, let's get in here and delete Netflix from there. Okay, so you can see how great it is on this support that is losing now with all the news on Apple streaming service, as we mentioned earlier. Roku also taking a hit. Again, it's just things are changing for these two companies as we speak. So low of your pre-market 281.54. Below this, what's the next level below this? What's the last time we've been down here? All right, so when we had the dip back in December, obviously a lot of stock had a drop here. We have 230. Obviously that's extreme. That's very far out. It's a stretch. Another clean level right here at 226. And then right in this area, you have a nice pop right here at a 275. I like the 275 when you had a gap here where we gapped up. This is a great level of resistance. You can see several days using that as resistance right on here as well. Another big drop. Then they come right back up. Lost momentum at least at 275.27. So that could be a possible area today. Towards the top, you got plenty. Since we've been consolidating here, you have several highs and lows and moving averages right on there. We don't need to add anymore. If we break through those, it'll be definitely interesting. I don't think that's going to be happening today. All right, so Disney is pretty quiet right now, so I'm going to take this one off. Had a really bad day yesterday, as you can see there, but not one that I'm going to watch. STX does look interesting. This looks like, I know it has no volume right now, but the daily looks nice. It lost a lot of ground yesterday, and today could be a good continuation. So I'm going to keep it on here next to ENPH as one of my possibles this morning. Pre-market low is sitting right at a level, the daily level, so I'm going to mark that down, 51.95. You can also see how that's playing out nicely here. Below that, we have two levels here, one here at 50 and then another one here at 51 as well of this high. So pretty nice, two levels on there towards the bottom. Towards the top, you have plenty previous day close, and also you have this level right over here at 53.87. So again, not doing anything great right now, but it has such a nice drop, and if it can lose this here or bounce back, it can get going. So some great volume yesterday as well, and actually it traded very clean. If you look at the intraday yesterday, it has some very clean trading once the volume came in. XLNX also another great possible. Doesn't look too great right now, but I know we're looking at this for a possible drop. If it can lose this support, we have a nice support here going back even to May as well, so that's good. All right, so let's find some levels. So towards the bottom, guys, low of the pre-market first. Let's do 99.50. Below that, I have a nice little drop here at 97. So I'm gonna mark that down at 97. Towards the top, guys, you got your high of your pre-market sitting at a 102-ish, and then above that, plenty of levels, highs and lows. Don't need to add any more. Again, it's a good possible if things can get going in this area. Guys, I think we have a pretty good list for a Friday. Norm, what do you think?
Yeah, not too bad. We're not overloaded, but the things that we have look like they might be good movers. So
absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
Yep. Guys, thank you for joining us on YouTube. Have a great Friday. Trade safe today, and again, be disciplined. Know that we're going into the weekend, and you want to go in with a clear mind, knowing that you follow your rules. And also, me and Norm and the whole entire BBT team are looking forward to tomorrow for a meetup. Very excited about that. So if you're going to be there, hope to see you there. Definitely pull us aside and say hello. Talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, trade safe, guys. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, but I hope to meet a lot of y'all tomorrow.